Creating a guest list can be a daunting task when planning your wedding. It's impossible to know all the upfront expenses right from the start, and the amount of people you invite will greatly add to that overall cost. Can you believe that the average dollar amount for each guest at your wedding ranges from $280 to $304, and those estimates are largely from alcohol and catering. In today's video, I am going over a comprehensive plan of attack on how to dial in the ideal number of guests based on your wedding budget. Hello everyone, my name is Bill Rice and I am a Tampa-based wedding and portrait photographer, and I have owned and operated Bill Rice Photography since 2006. In that time, I have photographed over 700 weddings, countless engagement sessions, tons of family portraits, and pretty much everything else under the sun. My focus of this channel is to help and educate and guide you, future brides and grooms, about how to plan, execute, and enjoy their dream wedding. So please give this video a like and consider subscribing to help my channel grow. That way, I will be able to spread my message to other people just like you who might also be in the process of planning their wedding. The average cost of a wedding in the United States as of the filming of this video is $36,000. Of course, this varies greatly based on location. For example, it would be on the higher end of that number in places like San Francisco or New York City, than perhaps places like Memphis, Tennessee, or Omaha, Nebraska. The majority of your wedding budget will go to your venue, followed by catering. The rest will go to places like photography and videography, your DJ, your florist, your cake decorator, and other creative services and decor. Furthermore, the average guest count at a wedding is 145 people. So when the second highest cost of a wedding revolves around seating and feeding people, you'll see why creating a guest list to accommodate your budget should be a primary issue, one you should tackle early when creating that list. Step 1. One of the earliest topics you'll need to do in your wedding planning is to choose your wedding venue and caterer. You should have a good idea what the cost for each guest is after making this choice. You'll be deciding also in the first step if you want a small wedding, say under 50 people, or a normal to large wedding, up to 150 guests or more. If you haven't done this step yet, but want to start your guest list, that's fine. You just need to do this step at a later point. I know you're excited to start planning your wedding, so dreaming about your guest list can start immediately. But perhaps after step 2 or 3 below, you'll need to make this list more reality-based. Step 2. Create your master list. This is everyone you can possibly think of that you've known over the years. This is the fun and brainstorming part of compiling your wedding list. You'll definitely want to start with immediate family. Parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, godparents, and all of their spouses and children. From there, extend your list to friends, coworkers, teachers, mentors, acquaintances, college roommates, neighbors, your favorite waitress from that Italian place, the guy from the sandwich shop, your auto mechanic, the couple you met on vacation. You get the point. It also may be best to divide the responsibilities with you and your partner when creating this first list. You cannot possibly know or remember all of the people in your spouse's life as easy as they can. Each partner should come up with their own master list when starting this first step. Once you've done this, go over each list with one another. I'm sure you will remember someone forgotten by your partner. Step 3, set your boundaries. A few topics you'll want to set early on are: will there be children at your wedding? Will there be a +1 on the invitation? What role will your parents and others have in creating this list? Children at a wedding could easily be a topic for a whole nother video, but children will play a role not only in your budget, but will you have entertainment for these children so they're not running wild during your first dance and toasts? And yes, I've seen the worst of this. You'll also need to think about that +1 on your wedding invite as well. Now, if you invite Aunt Diane, you'll assume inviting Uncle Gary as well. But what about Cousin Katrina, who is single or maybe seeing someone at the time of your wedding? Another rule you'll want to think about early on is what role your parents and others have in your guest lists. Of course, if your parents are paying for your wedding, then they'll have a lot more say in who will be coming. If not, you'll want to stress to them the importance of your wedding budget. Making these harder decisions early on will help ease the creation of your guest list in the later steps. Step 4. Once you have your master list and your boundaries, categorize the list into must-haves and would-likes. Must-haves would include people in your immediate family that I stated earlier. The would-likes would include everyone else, friends, coworkers, teachers, acquaintances, and so forth. Of course, there is also some hierarchy on this list as well. I think an acquaintance that you've had for several years would take priority over a coworker you've only known for a few months. Step 5, reevaluate your budget. This is a time when you'll definitely need to know the cost for each person at your wedding. Remember, each guest at your wedding can cost upwards of $300 each. 20 extra or fewer guests can cost or save you $6,000. Step 6, the gamble. This is the biggest unknown when creating your wedding list. You may really want your cousin Alex to come, but he may live far away or in another country, and you're not positive he will be able to attend. Now, him not attending would have opened up the option for you inviting your new pickleball partner you've been hitting it off with. See what I did there? This is where you may want to look at your finalized list and go over what I call the wobblers. There are always close family members that won't be able to attend. So go over your would-like list again and add several more to your must-haves. This is where some flexibility in your budget will come into play. Take the number of wobblers you think may not make it and supplement it from your B list or your would-like guests. But the gamble is everyone RSVPing yes, and now you've gone over budget. Step 7, the final step is you now have your final list and it's time to send out your save the date cards. You'll want to send these out about 6 months prior to your wedding date. This gives your guests the opportunity to start making their travel plans and getting time off from work. Obviously, the people on your save the date list will also be those receiving their formal wedding invitations. Wedding invitations are sent out about 10 weeks out before your actual wedding date. You'll want to give your guests a sufficient time to respond to the RSVP. So you'll want to post on the invites a deadline to RSVP. This way, you will have your final guests around a month out from your wedding. This lets the venue and catering know how many guests will be in attendance so that they can plan accordingly. Now, your guest list is only one step of a huge planning process leading up to your wedding. If you feel overwhelmed at this, please check out my other video on the complete planning for your wedding from start to finish. This channel is designed to help people like you to simplify everything about your wedding planning. I will link that video at the end of this video. So now that you've watched this, are you feeling more energetic about tackling your guest list? I hope I ease some of your apprehension and you now have a clear way to navigate through this process. Please let me know in the comments below if you specifically came to this video because you're stuck or haven't even started your wedding guest list. I appreciate all of your comments and I do read every one. Until next time, best of luck in your wedding planning and thank you for watching.